In this video, I want to talk about 5 mistakes that I wish I would have avoided for my wedding. Mistake number 1 is getting hung up on a venue. My grandma said I had a champagne taste on a beer budget. I wanted to have this amazing venue, which is funny because now I hang out there for networking meetings. It's an amazing venue. It was just a little out of our price range for the amount of guests that we wanted to have. So I think I would have gotten my priorities straight a little bit, because that was the only moment that I felt like a bridezilla. Is like, I got all upset. I was like, we need to do this, like, we can make it happen. My husband was like, do you want to have 20 people come or 120 people? And I was like, okay. Jesus, we really wanted to have the people that we wanted. And also, okay, so mistake number 2, going looking for wedding dresses with no intention to buy without my maid of honor or my bridesmaids. Even if you're just looking, take the bridal party if, like, you want them to be there when you pick it, because you might fall in love with a dress that's on the clearance rack and your grandma's like, here, I want to buy it for you. And it literally, like, happens all the time that you're like, oh, I'm just gonna go look, and then you end up buying a wedding dress. I worked at a bridal, at the same place that I got my wedding dress. I worked there, and it literally happens all the time. There's a lot of emotions tied to buying a wedding dress, so bring your people. I think those 2. Yeah, all right. That was mistake number 2. Last one's gonna be the most important one, so I hope you stick around for it or skip forward to it. Just, it's like the most important one, I think. Okay, so mistake number 3. Make sure that your officiant, if you would like to kiss your spouse, newly married, and you want to, like, you may now kiss the bride. Aww. Make sure that's very clear. I don't know if our officiant forgot or if it's just not something they usually say. Like, I already knew, like, I wanted her to change the I will, because she's a cantorial soloist and was marrying us on behalf of the temple. I might not be a practicing Jew. My grandma was Jewish, and she would argue that I am also. And so we had a Jewish wedding. In the vows, normally in a Hebrew, like, not a Hebrew wedding, but a Jewish wedding, you say, I will. And I was like, I would like to say I do. I've waited this whole time, and I really, really want to say I do. So we made sure that was the case. But it wasn't until we were walking, like, took like one step away from the chuppah as a married couple, and I was like, and I, like, grabbed my husband and kissed him. The moment, and wait, and then everyone laughed. Which was, like, perfect in the grand scheme of things, just because, like, that's how life is, and at least we had let it kiss. And I would have liked that, like, aww moment. Also, even if your sister-in-law or you're really good at makeup, just really make sure. That's like a bonus mistake. That's not really mistake number 4. Mistake number 4, don't get bamboo silverware unless you have nothing you need to cut. If everything is, like, soft and easily malleable food, fine. We had chicken marsala and, like, it wasn't a Salisbury steak, but it was like a beef dish. I think it was like a pot roast. And I was like, I'm going to be eco-friendly and cheap. I thought they would be sturdy enough to, like, cut a pot roast. Pot roasts generally kind of fall apart. The bamboo knives and the bamboo forks fell apart. I didn't know this, like, during the wedding, but someone told me after, and I was like, oh my gosh. I'm sorry. So yeah, if you have to rent silverware and you want to be eco-friendly, like, rent the silverware. Or if you want to, like, buy silverware, fine, just don't, the bamboo ones, they don't really hold up. don't do it. So this brings me to the last mistake, and this one is a little bit less lighthearted because it's something that I really want to like drive in. I love our wedding photos, but I have a big problem with our wedding photos. My grandma, it was a lot harder for her to walk, and we had an outside ceremony in a park, and when we walked to the area to get the photos, like over by this pretty body of water, a nice little lake, my grandma didn't go over there, and I didn't realize until after that, like, Nanny and Poppy was helping taking down chairs, and Nanny was like trying to rest, and I thought it was clear because our photographer is also a friend of ours, and she knew our situation, like as far as how close we were with my grandparents. I thought I thought it wasn't something that I had to think about, but like be super clear. If someone that you really want in the photos, like if you have a grandparent or your parents are on the older side, like, or you have someone who's sick, like, and you want to have the memory and like the photo of them there, like looking extra pretty or handsome and like being there on this super special day with you, make sure your photographer and videographer like know, like you need to have photos together. And I just want to pop this in there, like walk around, go schmooze, like go visit with every single person that comes to your wedding. Make it a point to really be with them, but if you need to tell your videographer or your photographer to kind of like follow you around a little bit, make sure those pictures get taken. If you have someone who's experienced in weddings, they're probably going to get all the shots. But this is why a shot list is important. You can like write a shot list and tell your people what shots are important to you, and they need to be paying attention to that. And then also what you can do is make a point to go to them. If I would have, I don't know, I bounced around some, but your photographer and your videographer aren't on you the entire time. They are also taking pictures of everybody doing stuff. So if you want to get like, make sure they have a second shooter, if it's your photographer. Our videographer got some footage, but like make sure there is a point. And even if you want to make it, like if you want to be a little bit more affordable, make it a point to like have your guests be like, hey, like whenever you see a moment like at the reception or when we're taking pictures, like if you see some picture-esque moments, I would love it if you took some pictures and then like maybe make a shared album or something, or have them be able to send it to you on like an email. Because if I could go back in time, that like I don't have many regrets in life. I don't have any regrets usually. And maybe I don't even regret this because now it's giving me a chance to teach somebody else like what I learned, and I wish I didn't have to learn the hard way. But going back in time and like making sure I went and like took a picture with Nanny and Poppy like together in our wedding dress, like, and my wedding dress and my husband's like tux, like I wish those pictures existed, and they don't, and now it's too late. Those pictures literally won't ever be able to exist. So I really want everyone to have an amazing wedding day, and I don't ever want someone to feel sad, because they did mention it. And when we got our video from my friend Mike, who was our videographer, obviously, he first had it, and then my grandma said something, we're not in any of the videos. And I went, I'm so sorry, I'm so self-absorbed about my wedding that I didn't even like notice, and I felt so bad. But luckily there was some footage of my grandma and grandpa walking down the aisle. Nanny and Poppy were like second parents to me. And I'm glad that they spoke up about that, because it's in our wedding video, and it is a very special part of the video because that's what we got. And my grandma wore a long dress. Even if the person who did the hemming, like really kind of butchered the length in the back, it was the first time she'd ever worn long. She wore a tea-length gown to her own wedding, which it looked amazing. And it was cool to get to see her wear like a long fancy dress. Even if all of the things go wrong, your silverware all breaks and everyone has to eat with their hands, or like the cake doesn't show up. Hopefully that does not happen, but like there could be all of the things that you could imagine going wrong. As long as your person is there and you get to celebrate your love, like that is the part. That's the part that matters the most. do wish our cake had been correct. And I can get cakes with him forever. Like, we can buy other cakes and they're gonna be more meaningful. Like, we're going on our 5th anniversary, and maybe that's why I felt inspired to share this with you. But like, 5 years is a big deal, and I can't wait until 10 years and we get to do this again and do a vow renewal and hopefully get some of these things right. So congratulations if you are engaged and you're gonna be getting married, or you recently got married and you're looking to commiserate with somebody. You're fantastic. I hope that I have helped you in some way, and if you want to hear a little bit more about our story, you can watch this video. I'm pointing, but I don't know where it's going to be. And if you want to stay around for more content from me, then you can feel free to subscribe to the channel, and I will continue to love on you and share my wisdom and my stories and my experience.